Today we're going to dive into some ancient history and talk about one of the most mysterious figures of all time. That's right. We're talking about someone who was so legendary that they even made a movie about her starring Liz Taylor. We're talking about the one and only Queen of the Nile, the pharaoh who ruled with an iron fist and a heart of gold, or so the stories say, Cleopatra. Now, we all know the basics about Cleo. She was an Egyptian queen who was famous for her beauty and her love affairs with two of the most powerful men in history, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. But there's so much more to her story than that. Let's get into the juicy details, shall we? First of all, let's talk about Cleopatra's lineage. Now, you might assume that she was 100% Egyptian, but that's not quite the case. In fact, Cleopatra was actually of Greek descent. Her family was part of the Ptolemaic dynasty, which ruled Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great. So, technically speaking, Cleopatra was a Greek pharaoh ruling over an Egyptian kingdom. Talk about a culture clash. But let's get back to the juicy stuff. Cleopatra was notorious for her love affairs, but did you know that she wasn't exactly a one-man woman? That's right. Cleo had quite the reputation for playing the field. In addition to Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, she also had dalliances with several other powerful men, including a guy named Gnaeus Pompey. Now, we don't know exactly what went down between Cleo and these guys, but we can only imagine the drama that must have ensued. And speaking of drama, let's talk about Cleopatra's death. Now, there are a lot of different stories out there about how she died, but the most famous one involves a poisonous snake. Legend has it that Cleopatra committed suicide by allowing an asp, which is a type of venomous snake, to bite her. But here's the thing. Historians aren't actually sure if this is true. Some experts believe that Cleopatra may have actually been murdered by one of her enemies, while others think that she may have died from an overdose of some kind of drug. So, the truth about Cleopatra's death remains shrouded in mystery. But here's something that's not a mystery. Cleopatra was one smart cookie. She was known for her incredible intellect and her strategic mind. In fact, some historians believe that she was actually more politically savvy than either Julius Caesar or Mark Antony. She was fluent in several languages, including Greek and Egyptian, and she was well versed in philosophy and mathematics. And let's not forget that she was able to maintain her position of power in a male-dominated world for over 2 decades. That's no small feat. So, what can we learn from Cleopatra's story? Well, for starters, we can learn that women can be just as powerful and influential as men. We can also learn that love and politics don't always mix, but they sure can make for a good story. And perhaps most importantly, we can learn that the past is full of mysteries and secrets just waiting to be uncovered. Who knows what other secrets about Cleopatra are still waiting to be revealed? Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Cleopatra? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Curiosity Caboodle for more fascinating and entertaining content. Until next time, keep exploring the curiosities of our world. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.